The battle is over. We fought valiantly, with courage and determination. But ultimately we all knew this all would have to come to an end, as all boycotts do. And honestly, I'm surprised it lasted for more than a week. So, for those of you who don't know, after Riot announced their $500 skin, which to be fair, let me correct myself, buying the correct number of bundles for the right amount of RP, you can buy it for $450. Anyway, the players were simply not happy about the pricing, as well as the fact that this is supposed to represent Faker, who is known for not using skins. And so, the player base actually united under a single banner. And there was a movement to ban Ahri in every game. On the last episode of Dragon Ball, you might have seen that this actually brought in some results. Ahri's ban rate more than doubled. With the catch being that the ban rate more than doubled in the West. In Korea, which is the region this was targeting, nothing really happened. But now, it's been more than a month since the boycott started. And so, I think it's time to not only look at how it's currently going, but it's also time to look at how much the skin earned for Riot. Yes, we actually got some numbers from the financial side too. You're gonna be amazed. And speaking of financial side and being amazed, this video is sponsored by Factor75. Okay, I know who you are. Since you're watching this video, considering the topic, the chances are you are someone who might need help with dealing with unhealthy food. And that's what we're doing today with the help of Factor75. Are you tired of trying to figure out what to eat? Are you tired of eating the same food again and again? Are you tired of wasting precious ingredients? Well, Factor is ready to fix all of these issues. With their service, you're getting fresh meals delivered at your doorstep every week. All of them take only about 2 minutes to prepare, and you get to choose from a weekly menu of 35 options, which includes Calorie Smart, Keto, Protein Plus, Veggie, and even vegan options. Of course, since everything arrives right at your doorstep, it helps you skip getting groceries as well as all the prep work we all do before cooking. So instead, why don't we just get some nice chef-approved meals? And that's not to mention that Factor now also offers some new snack options, like breakfast, smoothies, juices, and all kinds of small bites. And again, I know my audience. I know you all like small bites. Though my issue is, I can't cook. Well, no more! With Factor75 I can finally feel like a chef, and so can you. So get 50% off your first box and 20% off your next month's orders using my link. So click the link in the description or scan the QR code using your phone. Many thanks to Factor75 for sponsoring this video, and now that our tastes are satisfied, let's go back to the video. So, at this point, boycotts in gaming are kinda known for not doing much. It is hard to see developers actually budge unless it's harming their financial side. Which means, in order for Ahri's boycotts to be successful, they would have to do exactly that. So the obvious question is, did the boycotts work? Well, as you saw, the West is really trying to fight this. And out of all the places around the internet, of course, the Ahri mains suffered the most. And while last time I showed you how they all united to kickstart the boycotts, today I am happy to report that the $500 skin is still very much a hot topic there. What's your opinion on the recent legendary Ahri collection? Never thought money printers grew on trees, but with the outrageous prices, you'll really see that people will do anything for a couple of sequences of flashing LEDs. There's a thing I don't like in the immortal legendary Ahri skin, the one that costs 60,000 RP. Her walk animation is still broken, you can count the keyframes, it's like stop motion animation. What is the best Ahri skin and where does the cheapest Ahri skin rank among them? See, all of these are conversations from about 3 days ago, and they all came out on the same day. So a month later, the skin is still being discussed, which would probably make you think, damn, the boycotts are still going. Well, let's have a look. See, I'm surprised it took us a month to get all the way back. But alas, it had to happen one day, and so the boycotts are pretty much over. Now, last time I also showed you the numbers for all the other regions, including Korea, where again, the players didn't really do much. And some people pointed out that it would be cool to also have the numbers from China, which does make a massive chunk of League's market. And you are right, it would be a good idea to have a look at those numbers. Except, League is handled by Tencent over there. And Tencent doesn't like to give out third-party support for their API. That's why I didn't show it originally. Except, apparently Tencent does have their own website where they show these stats directly. So, from this glorious graph, we can see that in China, Ahri's bans went to 4%, then to 6%, and then back to 4%. So, over in the East, no one cares about an overpriced skin for Ahri. And the reason why this is important to point out is because there are some serious correlations. And those link to how much the skin is actually earning. So, let's dive into that. From the very first moment, it was obvious that the skin would do well. And that's because some really funny reports came in. As an example, Dexerdo reported on a case where the players were actually taking out loans for the skin. I mean, people did joke about this at first, and then it actually happened. I also remember people joking about paying with kidneys. I hate the implications here. Anyway, according to this article, instead of people buying RP directly from the client, some people opted into buying the physical RP cards you can find at a grocery store. And there are two reasons why people did that. First of all, RP has different prices in different regions, which means you can buy the RP card in another region for a lower price and then use the code on your account. By doing that, some people were able to get the skin for only $350. But then came the second reason. Some of the RP card vendors can sell them to you digitally with a payment plan. And the owner of one of these stores actually confirmed that a lot of people were buying these with a loan agreement. Which means people might be boycotting Ahri on one front, while others are getting into debt as this is all happening. And that is where our first report came in. We got a report from .esports that within 1 hour, Faker's skin made $600,000. Now, that wasn't in the first hour of the sales. No, this is actually something far funnier. Apparently, in China, they had an official shopping stream to promote the skin. As you can see from the screenshots, it really was just a bunch of people promoting it. And to be fair, it does kinda look like a fun event. Except the point still was to promote a really expensive skin. And of course, eventually Faker appeared on the stream too. And within an hour of that appearance, $600,000 was in the bank. Now, just to be sure, just to do some research myself, I went on the website and I actually found the line confirming this. It says, the live broadcast revenue of these three skins is as high as 4.81 million. That's in the Chinese yuan from previous context. It seems there are still many people supporting Faker and he is really popular in China. Now, of course, that was still within just 1 hour of that stream. So, what about the rest? Well, we got a second report which seems to be a summary of the same event. And from that we learned that in a single day, they earned about 17 million yuan, which is about $2.3 million. And here's the thing. That's just the sales from a single event, in a single day, in a single region. In total, the event was supposed to go on for 3 weeks, up to July the 8th. And I'm saying was because it is likely that Riot noticed that the skin is actually being sold, and they decided to prolong it. That's right, we got an update that the Hall of Legends event was extended to the 29th of July. That is 3 extra weeks of sales. Now, to be fair, it is definitely possible that Riot extended this event to give people more time to complete the Battle Pass, but as far as we know, people were fine with the time. So the first thing the players think about now is the extra sales. And that's really where we are today. The boycotts are pretty much over. Nothing really happened, and Riot didn't really need to do anything because the banning just stopped on its own. And on top of that, we got some really funny reports that the skin is selling well. And that's not even in the region this skin was targeting. So if China was able to push for $2.3 million from a single event on a single day, who knows what will come out of Korea? So rest assured, as was confirmed, there is no way we are not getting these skins annually. And if the common folk of the League of Legends player base doesn't like it, well, there is probably nothing we can do since someone will always buy this. But don't forget that even though we are talking about millions of dollars earned, 30% of that before tax, and that is a big difference, actually goes to the T1 team. That's probably why these regions really feel like they can support Faker. And at the end of the day, as I mentioned every time, it is just a skin and it is not ruining the game. Things would be far scarier if this was connected to gameplay. I mean, remember, Riot is really just giving us a free game inside League of Legends that should be on Steam for like 15 bucks. So, this has nothing to do with gameplay, and thankfully it is also not tied to a IRL item. Like the statue of the skin that was actually cheaper than the digital skin itself. Though that was until you put it in your shopping cart and you saw the shipping. Thank God Riot fixed that bug. Once again, many thanks to Factor75 for sponsoring this video.